What's up, all you Moneyline Media lovers? It's Deirdre here again. I will be taking this mission solo. No James tonight. I will be interviewing BYU's right tackle, offensive lineman, Chandon Herring. Very excited, and he's about to join us right now. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Great. How you doing, man?
Good. Let's get started by just talking about a little bit about your recruitment process and how you landed on going to BYU.
Sure thing. So recruitment for me kind of started my freshman year of high school when I grew up in a little town called St. John's, Arizona. And a good buddy of mine was going up to the BYU football camp for a week. And his dad talked to my dad. He's like, hey, Chandon should come to that too. So I went to it. It was a great opportunity. You do like 3-day practices and just lots of exposure to the coaches. And as a freshman, I got bumped up and I was with the juniors and seniors for most of the camp. And that was a lot of fun. That was when coaches started to notice me. That's how I got put on the map, was those camps.
How big were you freshman year?
I was probably 6'4", 220.
Okay. And 220, and you were being offensive lineman?
Yeah. It was a really small school. We had like 14, 15 guys on the team. Like it was
Gotcha.
Small school. And so whenever anybody asks about how to get noticed by coaches, go to their camps. That's why they host them. They want to see you move. They can put you through certain things. I've seen coaches pull players aside and do stuff with them. So yeah, that's where it started for me. And that was Coach Weber was the O-line coach at the time. And then he retired and Coach 2J came in, and he was the one that offered me my junior year. And I accepted that. And BYU was the place I decided I wanted to go. So once I received that offer, I stopped talking to other schools.
Really?
Yeah.
What other schools were on your list?
Honestly, another school that I was really considering going to was Air Force.
Okay.
I've always had great respect for the military and thought about doing it myself. And so that would have been fun. And then, local schools, Arizona State, whatnot.
Awesome. So you've had quite a career at BYU. I would say your offensive line was probably one of the top this year. What was that like being on that offensive line?
Oh, it was a special year. We had such a good group of guys. They were all incredibly talented and worked so hard. And it was fun to just see the benefits of the experience of it all. And we had, a few injuries through the year, especially last year. And seeing guys be able to step up regardless of how long they've been in the program and play well was awesome. They're just a bunch of really good guys and really good friends to this day. So I love them.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys definitely have a pretty highly recruited NFL draft class coming out with your offensive line. But I want to go into BYU had a great year this year. What was different going into this camp kind of than other years?
I think the biggest thing that set us apart this year was that even amongst the uncertainty of COVID and not knowing if we were going to have a season, like we originally had our 12 games, and then I believe all of them but one canceled. And so there was talk of and seeing other schools saying that they weren't even going to play. It would have been easy for a lot of guys to stop working. And despite all that and the opportunity they had to stop working, everybody just was more hungry and more grateful for the opportunity to play. And they put in the extra work, and you see it in how we played this year. We played well together. We were assignment sound, and it was a special year.
A game that sticks out in the mind of lots, and I think that if you told people, and I brought it up to your teammate Tristan, I think if you told people at the beginning of the year that Coastal Carolina and BYU would have the best game of the NCAA football season, a lot of people would have told you that you're crazy, and you might have gotten into a psych ward because of it. But you guys did. You had the best game. What was that game like, especially last minute?
Making it last minute was fun. obviously it's nice to have more preparation for a game, but both of us had it last minute, and it was just a great opportunity to play. Again, we're grateful to even have games this year.
Right.
And it was a passionate game. Like both teams
Yes.
came ready to play. Both teams were super hungry and going. And Coastal Carolina they're a great opponent. Their D line was probably the best one we played against this year, and it was a great opportunity. I'm glad we had it. And like, even though we came up short and didn't win that game, we would take it 10 out of 10 times. Like, we would take that opportunity.
Yeah, that game was so much fun as a fan to watch. I could imagine. And the intensity, again, the intensity at a BYU Coastal Carolina game, you would not obviously there was a lot on the line for both teams, but I don't think that I don't know how many times BYU and Coastal Carolina have played in the past, but it looked like a grudge game out there. Is that how it felt?
It did. It felt like, even though that was the first time I'd ever played them,
Yeah.
it felt like a rivalry game almost.
Mm-hmm.
Just both teams were having special seasons, and half the teams in college football lose every week, and so we knew one of us was going to have to leave there losing, and so we gave it our all, and it was a great opportunity.
BYU, like we keep saying, had a great year this year, but I want to even go back further. What has been your favorite memory at BYU? Something that you're going to hold on to forever?
Honestly, there have been a lot of just standout, amazing moments and just times with, the team and our coaches. But as like right now I'm prepping for the NFL, the thing that I miss the most is the film sessions.
Really?
Where all the boys in the room with coach just having a great time watching film. Like, it's fun to like have the correction and know where you can improve, but just the different personalities and the styles of different characters, it was just a fun time. Like, I didn't think that was what I was going to miss, but I really miss just the film time.
Awesome. So with that being said, you have declared for the 2021 draft.
Yes.
What impacted your decision to declare?
So it's something I've always wanted to do, is to see how far I can go with something. And playing football, I've been good at it and I love it. And it's something that I'm glad is a part of my life. And I want to see how far I can get. And through the last few years and the coaches I've had, I've seen that playing the NFL is a very real possibility for me. And it'd be a dream come true. And I want to see what I can do.
Awesome. This year, you got an interesting award that I saw. You got one of the Athletic Freaks of the Year. What was that like for you, getting named to that list?
I was actually pretty excited about that. I pride myself in how I treat myself and how I work. And so seeing that, like, it was acknowledged was awesome, but it's a huge credit to our strength staff at BYU, the stuff that they put us through. Coach Nuu, McClure, Middleton, and there's lots of them. They know what they're doing, and it shows in how we're able to perform, and that's how I got on that list.
So how are you going to keep that title going into the NFL? Anything that you're particularly working on?
If I can go and get my pro day numbers to be just absolutely outstanding, where people can say, okay, yep, he deserved to be on that list. That's the goal.
What else are you working on for the NFL draft? Just getting yourself ready. Is there anything that you're looking to really improve on and show the scouts that you're improving on?
There's always a lot of things to improve on. A majority of my time does go to pro day drills, but we do have quite a bit of time during the week where we're working with an NFL mentor, where we do film study with him. We do lots of technique work. We teach ourselves how to move properly, and that's the biggest thing for me, is like I'm tall,
Yep.
and I'm fast, but be able to show that translates into lineman play, and just constantly working on our craft. There's so many things to do, and just you only get behind if you stop working on it.
Gotcha. How have your academics played a part in the player that you are on the football field?
So I'm actually still in school right now, which
Oh.
is really fun. It's nice that we have some downtime between. I'd be bored out of my mind if I didn't have something to do. But academics are, especially at BYU, are challenging, and I love that because if you're being mentally challenged every day with your coursework, it makes it to where in football you have more ability, I guess. More, you can give more because you've been tested with more. So it definitely plays a role.
I recently read that actually offensive linemen have the highest Wonderlic score.
The O-linemen generally do.
No, people take the big bodies for granted and think that you guys are just big bodies. They forget that there's a brain in there.
Exactly. And the good O-linemen are smart.
Exactly. Do you have an offensive lineman that you particularly model your game after?
There isn't a single particular one. There's different O-linemen that are better at different things, and it's fun, depending what I want to work on, finding one that's good at that. But ones that I really do enjoy watching is the Saints right tackle, Ramchak. I always say his last name incorrectly, the R word. And then the Chiefs, he was right guard for most of the season, but in the Super Bowl was moved to right tackle because of injuries. Wiley. As a guard, he's a great player as well. So it's those are two guys that I do enjoy watching.
Awesome. For an NFL team that drafts you, signs you, however it works out, what are you bringing to that team? What should they know?
So the things that they do know now, but that they'll get a really good understanding of when I get to the team, is that I'm a very versatile player. In college, I've played everywhere but center on the O-line, and even then I know how to play center. And so with the limited number of guys that are allowed to travel, knowing they have a guy that can play each position but that can play them well is very valuable.
Yes.
But I aim higher than that. I don't want to be just like a backup guy on the side. I want to be that guy that they can put me in the game and start me, and they just know that it's a safe and dominant person. They know that I don't mess up. They know that I impose my will on the other guy. And they know that if, in the middle of the game, due to whatever happens, they need to move me somewhere else, that will be a seamless transition. So that's why I bring the most is versatility, and that I find great satisfaction in imposing my will on somebody against their own.
That's something that definitely comes in handy, especially with how many guys travel. And we saw how important an offensive line and a versatile offensive line is in the Super Bowl this year. Sure. If you could go back in time and give your younger self some advice, knowing at the position you're at now, what advice would you give yourself?
Depends how far back we're going. How young am I?
We'll do high school. We'll do freshman year high school when you started to get the looks.
Freshman year of high school. My freshman year of high school, what I would do is I would spend more time with my O-line coach in the off season. Like, we had a great season, and it's a small town, so you're doing all the different sports, but I wish I had a better understanding of the game of football earlier.
Okay.
Like, I understood the gist of it through high school and all that, but I didn't get a really good, deep level of understanding until college, and it would have greatly enhanced my play in high school and early in college if I had a better foundation. And I've seen that with one of our O-linemen. He's still at BYU, James Empey.
Okay. Yep.
He has such a sound understanding of the game of football that is one of the things that makes him the best center in the country, is because he just knows. And that's something I admire about him and wish I had a little bit more of.
You bring up your teammates. Obviously, Zach is someone who is getting tons of looks. Tristan, Brady, they're all guys that are getting tons of looks. I asked you to talk yourself up. Now I got to ask you to talk some of your teammates up. What does teams get from them if they draft them?
Oh, they get so much. So we'll start with Zach, because he's the big one that's going to be going in the first round, which I couldn't think of somebody that deserves it more. That man puts in so much work. He knows his film, he knows his technique, he knows his reads, and he's a very composed and well-oiled machine when he's playing. Like, yes, he looks like he's a child, because he is still young.
He has a baby face.
Yes, he has a baby face, but he plays so well and has just a great mind. He's one of those anomalies that just is just insane. So I'm excited to see what he's able to do. Then Brady Christensen is a dude that never takes anything for granted. He knows the work that is required and he puts it in and then some. He has super sound technique and he has probably one of the biggest desires I've seen to just be great. So he's an incredible man off the field, but on the field is just a monster, and I love him to death. Tristan, I played next to Tristan quite a career, and he and I have been good friends. He's going to bring just positive energy and juice to whatever team he's on. Like, yes, he's a great player and he works hard, but one of the biggest things he brings is just that positive, happy vibe. I'm sure you saw that when you talked to him.
He was awesome. One of the best interviews we've ever had. He's just so positive, and we fell in love with his parents too. So
oh, for sure, yes. His dad is a unique voice. We all tried to copy, but none of us are very successful. It's interesting. No, but they're great guys. I'm excited to see what they can do because they have what it takes to go far and to make it a long and successful career in the NFL.
Awesome. All right, so we play this game with all of our guests. It's called Steady Fire. Just a bunch of random questions to get to know you better. Some might have to do with football, some might not. I'll start with, what is your favorite home-cooked meal?
My favorite home-cooked meal is like classic roast and potatoes with rolls.
Gotcha.
The Sunday classic meal.
What potatoes are we doing? Baked, mashed, roasted?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. Awesome.
I eat it all in a bowl. I stack it all with the potatoes, the gravy, the roast, carrots, whatever in a bowl, and a roll on the side.
Awesome. Any dessert with that?
So it's called two-tone dessert. If you ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
I don't even know where it comes from, but it's wonderful. It's like a super thin nut crust on the bottom, then like chocolate pudding and this Cool Whip mixture stuff on top with some nuts on top. It's incredible.
Gotta check it out. Who is your dream guy to pancake in the NFL?
My dream guy to pancake in the NFL, Aaron Donald. If I could go, let's say I'm playing them in my rookie year and I'm starting, and I can pancake Aaron Donald,
your life would be complete.
I could retire. At that point, I could retire. Just be like, I did it. I can't go higher.
What was your favorite stadium that you've gotten to play at other than BYU's?
BYU's is great. One that I really enjoyed was Tennessee, not only because we won the game in double overtime, but their fans were amazing. They loved the game and they were very loud. Yes, Tennessee, I'm pretty sure, was piping in their own crowd noise for part of the game. But it was such a fun environment. It was great. Their pregame music playlist that they're playing was awesome. Just everything about playing in Tennessee just screamed college football. It was great.
Awesome. You bring up pregame music. What's your pregame pump-up song?
It depends. I have a variety of songs I listen to, but the last song I listened to is Bad Company.
Okay. Yep. Awesome. Nice. Say you lost every single game at your BYU career, but you played one team every year and you got to cream them. You beat them so much. It was bad. It was ugly to watch. Who would you want that team to be?
Utah.
Yep. I figured that. Is that the team that you wish you got to play this year too?
Yes, because we would have beat them this year, and they know it.
That's why they did the shortened schedule. They didn't want it.
They didn't want the smoke.
No, they did not want the smoke. Who is your dream quarterback to block for?
I've had lots of great guys. I wish I got to play with Peyton Manning.
Okay. Yep.
Because he's not only an incredible player, but it's just awesome. But then honestly, Zach is one of those guys. He's one of those dream quarterbacks that it was special to play for.
He might end up with my Jets, so I might have to But I'm hoping that he ends up with the Jets. We'll see what happens in the draft. I'm actually hoping a lot of the BYU guys. Your offensive line's really good too. I wouldn't mind seeing any of you with the Jets.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. What is your dream vacation?
My dream vacation is so in Southeast Arizona, there's a little town called Thatcher. There's a mountain there. It's called Mount Graham. And there's a little spot up there. It's called Treasure Park. Just go camping up there for a week.
Nice. Awesome. We talked, I know Utah's the team that you wish you got to play this year, but due to the shortened schedule, you didn't. What other team is on that list that you wish you got to play?
We almost had the opportunity to play Alabama this year.
Oh, okay.
And that would have been a great opportunity because they're a solid team. They have incredible players, amazing coaching staff. Obviously, they're the best right now, and so the opportunity to play them would be awesome because those are the type of people you're going to be playing against in the NFL, and to show that those are the guys that I can play against is very valuable.
Awesome. When you guys got the bowl game, I was a little surprised that it was UCF just because they had struggled this season. Was there a team that you guys really wanted to play in the bowl?
I can only speak for myself. It would have been fun to play Coastal Carolina again.
Yep.
Or Cincinnati.
I was thinking that you were going to say that. That would have been a good game.
That would have been a great game. UCF played both us and Cincinnati, and one of their guys is training with me right now. And he's told me a lot about Cincinnati, and it would have been a great opportunity to play him.
Awesome. If you just say owned a team and one of your teammates you hired as the coach, what teammate would it be?
Oh, I would hire James Empey.
Okay. Just because of
the dude knows everything.
Awesome.
And not only does he know it all, but he's a high character, awesome dude. Like, I aspire to be like James Empey. He does life the right way, and it shows that it can be done the right way and lived happily. He's a great man.
Awesome. If I gave you $1 million but a half hour to spend it, how are you spending it?
Oh, that one's tricky. Go through and pay off some family debt and buy Bitcoin, probably. I don't know.
Bitcoin is that's a good answer. Good answer. I'm going to put you on an island, desert island. You get to pick. You got to bring with you one book, one album, and one TV show or movie. What are you bringing with you?
Okay, that one's tricky. So for a book, I've got to bring the Book of Mormon. I'm a religious guy.
Yep.
Some great stories in there. It's 531 pages. That'll keep you entertained. An album, that one, I'd probably bring Boston's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
Boston's is like the 70s and 80s rock band. And then the series, I would bring Band of Brothers. It was made by HBO in 2001.
Okay, yeah, I think
it's so good. It's absolutely incredible. So that's what I bring.
Awesome. All right, so we talked about what NFL teams get from you. What are NFL fans getting from you for the team that drafts you?
Well, the first thing, and I guess it just comes from being from BYU, is it's not going to be bad PR. I'm not going to go out and do anything crazy. But then I like getting involved with the fans and with the community, and so I'll be around. I'll be helping out with camps. I'll be just wherever I get the opportunity to be with them doing stuff. I'll be there, and that's a lot of fun because, like, yeah, football is a fun game, but you have a great sphere of influence, and if you can use it for good to help people have a happier life, do it.
Awesome. One last question for you before you go. What has been your favorite jersey that you got to wear at BYU?
Ooh, that's a hard one. We like this year we wore 10 different combinations.
You did have quite the jersey selection this year.
We do. I really liked our throwback game against Washington in 2019, where we had older style logo on the helmet, and it was the white with the royal detail.
Okay.
That was, and then the royal pants. It was that it looked great. It really did.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't wait to have you back on. Best of luck with the draft. We'll be rooting for you here.
Awesome. Appreciate it. Good to talk with you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
That was Chandon Herring. Awesome guy. BYU offensive lineman. They are going crazy right now. BYU has great offensive linemen. They probably were top 3 in the college football. If you didn't get the chance to watch their offensive line, it was very good. We'll be back with more. So stay tuned.